Hi, this is Enchanted3dKid, and this is Enchant3dKid Presents Bradley. So today I got the privilege to interview Bradley and play a game with him. He is a 11-year-old kid from England. We had a great conversation about his goals and what he thought about the Lorcana community. Today I am going to do things a little bit differently, as well as talking with Bradley and interviewing him. I will also be giving some of my input on some moves that both of us made in the games. And why don't we get into the interview? Hey, Bradley.
Hi.
I'm going to ask you a few questions. You're going to answer, and we get to talk about Lorcana.
Okay.
So, my first question is going to be, what is your favorite card ability?
I would probably say Diablo because when he's exerted and it's your opponent's turn, you get to draw a card every time they draw a card.
Yeah, that's really nice, especially when on their turn they have a lot of draw base in their deck. Against Amethyst is a great combo. How many cards have you drawn off Diablo in a turn?
Probably about 9.
Wow, that's a lot of cards. So how did you get into Lorcana?
So one day my dad just told me about the game, and at the time we are already into like Pokemon a little bit, so I really wanted to try it, and then we went to a local game store, and then I enjoyed it, so we carried on.
Was there a specific time that you started, or did you start at like the beginning?
Like at the very beginning in set 1.
What is your favorite thing about set 7?
Probably the dual link colors. I think that's like made the game like quite more interesting. So if you want to use a certain card, you have to like build around it.
Yeah, definitely. The dual inks are really cool, bringing out some new colors that we haven't really seen in the meta that now would probably be in the meta because of dual inks. So what are some goals that you have for Lorcana?
To get a golden Mickey and just to succeed like in any kind of uh DLC or like worlds.
So have you been to any DLCs?
Yeah, I've been to Lille and Birmingham
Nice. How
DLC.
did you do there?
So in Lille, I did 3 wins, 3 draws, 3 losses. So I did all right. And then in Birmingham, I had 3 wins, 4 draws, and 2 losses.
So Bradley used his muses to sing a song and then get rid of my board so that I wouldn't really have a board state. I think this was a great move on his part so that he could gain lore quicker and that I wouldn't have a board state. So it would kind of be harder for me to get rid of some of his so that he wouldn't be gaining lore and also to get a board state back to gain more lore to obviously win the game. So I think that was a great move on his part.
Do you think we should have Kids League?
Okay, so yes and no. I think that we should have in the DLC format kids standings. So they play adults, but out of the kids seeing the rankings. So the pricing goes up or down a little bit. I'm not 100% sure. But having kids ranked on them. So kind of like in between the yes and no. What about you?
And uh, yeah, I would love to have some Kids League, but at the same time, there's not that many kids that play, so it'll be hard to organize, and there wouldn't be many players in there.
What is your favorite Disney movie?
That's a hard question. Um, I would probably just say Toy Story.
Hmm. Why is Toy Story your favorite?
I like that it's like you got the childish moments like of all the toys and that, and then you have some times where it's just like really funny and that. Like I like how it's like an all-rounded movie with lots of different things.
Yeah. So, as you can see, I played Let the Storm Rage On. Now, the reason that I played it on Clarabelle instead of one of the other characters that he had on board was because he had one card in hand, and I thought that if he had a big Clarabelle, the next turn he would be able to shift it. And with me having no board state, that was going to be a big problem. So I thought if I can get rid of the little Clarabelle sooner, he would have to wait a few turns until he could play it. What is your favorite deck in set 6?
To play or to like use it competitively?
Um, why don't we do competitive first?
Okay, so for competitive, I would say Green Seal because it's like the deck that I know more than any other, and yeah, it's a pretty good deck.
Mhm. And then more casual-ish.
I like Green Blue because like it's a lot of fun to play, especially like discarding all the cards and keep bouncing, and then you draw a lot of Clarabelles off off Clarabelle, which is really fun to play with.
Yeah, that deck that you were playing is killer. It is awesome. We know what set 8 is going to be, which is going to be something with Jafar. I'm not sure on the name
Jafar's
right now.
Reign.
Yes, that one. So what are you excited about with the Lumineer's Quest coming back?
Um, I definitely want to see how they make it if they do it like the same as the Ursula one, or they change it up a bit. But I also like the competitiveness of just they're just broken. You just the cards keep going and they have like infinite ink kind of thing. You just need like I think it will be quite exciting just to play against, especially in like one of the new sets.
Yeah, I like the that you can that it's co-op, so you can like get a bunch of people just be like, okay, we're going to defeat Jafar together. So I think it's really cool that they've gotten some cooperative Lorcana into the game. Do you have any hobbies besides Lorcana?
Yeah, I do swimming, boxing, and I play a little bit of football at school.
Nice. I also do swimming, so not competitive, but just for fun.
If you could have a card review, what would you like it to be?
This is really hard for me. I think if I could have a card revealed, um, it would probably be so Wish, I think it's 1 year now, came out or two. 1 or 2 years ago, Wish came out, and that has been my favorite Disney movie. And so I'm really hoping for the star in Wish to come out. I think it would be a very cool foil and just card overall. How have your sit champs been going?
Yeah, they've been doing pretty well. Yeah, I've won a couple champ mats and second place mats, but yeah,
So, how have you been doing sit champs in the past?
yeah, we did the Stitch champs, the Ursula, the Mirabelle, and the Scar champs.
So have you won any other mounts from the other sets?
Um, I've won. I've only won the ones from Ursula and Scar.
How is your competitive side of Lorcana going?
It's going pretty well. So far at the moment, I think it's going pretty well. As like the Scar champs have shown, like a lot of the results that I've had have shown that obviously I'm a good player and that I know how to pilot Green Steel.
Yeah. So are you looking forward to any, hopefully going to another DLC?
Uh, yeah, if they do one like near us, if they do Lille again, we'll probably go, and obviously if they do Birmingham, we'll definitely do that.
What is one of your favorite card arts?
I really like the Let It Go and also like the Rapunzel and Cinderella. I think they've definitely put a lot of detail into it, and yeah, they, they look really cool. And obviously, because you can get them in some of them in DLCs, it's like they're like they keep the value.
I think Grace Tran did a great job on that art for the Cinderella and Rapunzel. Would you say that you like constructed or limited better?
Mm, probably constructed because like you can like plan ahead of like what you're gonna play, whereas like once you get there, you just like don't know what you're gonna have, kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Have you done any limited or do you kind of just stick to constructed?
Um, like we do both, like, but mainly constructed.
So Bradley just used the muses to bounce my Mickey back to hand and then used Bend to My Will to discard all the cards in my hand, which was definitely a good move for him. I had to discard a lot of good cards that would have helped me get a better board state. And I think that that was just a great move for him, discarding my hand into what I had. And so I think that was amazing.
Where do you see yourself in Lorcana in the next year?
Uh, in the next year, hopefully, what I'm looking towards is going to a few more DLCs and getting back into the groove of practicing and getting some good games in with people online and also people just locally. And hopefully, in that state, I can start getting understanding and getting better at Lorcana.
And what are your targets or ambitions for Lorcana?
Um, I hopefully to one of them is getting a set champs mat in the first place. Oh, so getting into the first place so I can get that one of the mats. Like I'm very excited about the hero mat that's coming this next set champs. So I'm really looking forward to that and hopefully getting into that. And then also just being able to make day 2 as an overall goal in the DLCs. What is one of your favorite parts about the Lorcana community?
I like that you can just show up to any place that you can play Lorcana, and then everyone's like friendly and everybody will like let you play. And it's just like really inviting when you go to like anywhere with Lorcana players.
Yeah, especially the DLCs. A lot of people are just like, "Hey, you want to play a game before it starts and like get some practice in before the whole DLC starts the competitive play." So they're just really amazing. So I just challenged with Goofy into Clarabelle so that they would both get banished. Now, after watching the game a few times, wasn't probably the best move for me. I think it would have been a better move if I had quested with both of them, both of my characters, to make him challenge the next turn. Also, I didn't really have a lot of cards in my hand at this time. So if I just quested, he wasn't really getting a lot off of Clarabelle anyways. So I think this was not the correct move for me to do. Did you get to meet any content creators?
Yeah, we met Earlmeister, we met Bennett, and I definitely liked how friendly they were. What cards are you looking forward to in set 7?
So, um, we did a video on some of the cards that we are looking forward to, but one of the cards that I'm really looking forward to is I was playing a Bolt deck, so I am very excited because I've been wanting bodyguards in a deck to work since set 3, I'm pretty sure. So I was very excited when we got the Bolt and I saw the Goofy from set 4 and I was like, it's time. It's time to play it. So I'm very excited to see how it's going to play into the meta. So probably a few turns ago, Bradley played Muses, and throughout the game, I noticed that he did a really good job of keeping those Muses on the board. There was a few things that I could do about it, but it was very limited to what I could do. And I think he kept them really well protected. Just with if I challenged, then he would probably challenge back with one of his other characters. So I think that he did a great job on that. What is your favorite ink color?
That's a hard one. I would probably say steel because I like the removal of steel and I like the combo potential steel has.
Yeah, steel has a lot of great removing abilities, and with the challenger, it's nice because it also gives you a field challenger things. Are you excited for when Pixar comes to Lorcana?
Yeah, because it just means that it opens up a lot of different cards, especially like there's gonna be Toy Story card that I'm expecting Toy Story cards to come, which will be really fun.
I'm really hoping for Inside Out is one of them that I'm really hoping for. When Toy Story comes to Lorcana, what card do you want to see?
Woody. So I think he would be an amber, and he would probably let you search your deck for any other Toy Story character.
Be fun to do just like run a full Toy Story deck. If that card did come in, it would just kind of be crazy. So Bradley, where can people find you on socials?
You can find me on Twitter, X, and YouTube.
Thanks again, just so much for coming and letting me play a game and interview you. It was really fun.
Yeah, it was quite fun, especially the game. Like I like to see new decks being played, especially where you've made a deck all around bolt, which I really like.
I saw that Bradley had enough to win, so I passed the turn and he quested out and win. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please like and subscribe. You can follow me at Enchanted Hunter on Twitter, Blue Sky, and Instagram. And quest on!